Hello everybody, my name is Phythodas, welcome to this build guide video. I call this build the Green Mole build because one day as I was playing the game I got this item to drop, without the add-on of course. This item has a prefix which provides cold damage and a suffix which provides lightning buffs damage. So I decided to make a build which would be hybrid, and which would be utilizing this weapon as a main weapon, and at the same time that build would be dealing as much physical, cold and lightning damage as possible. And this is why I decided to call it Green Mole, because this build is based on this item, which is a mole weapon and it is green, it is a rare item. I went with the channeler, which is the combination of Storm and Neidan masteries. For attribute points, I haven't spent any points on health, I haven't spent any points on energy, I haven't spent any points on intelligence, I have spent some points on dexterity, and almost all of my points went to strength, because I wanted to increase my physical damage as much as possible. Here we have a hybrid build, but it is a hybrid build that works very nicely, in Legendary, at least in the first act of the game. For skills we have Storm Mastery, we have the Summon Wisp pet. We use this one because we got the Eye of the Storm, which provides big buffs to elemental damages that we deal, and also lightning and cold resistances to us. And I'm using the Skull with the add-on Obscured Visibility, both are maxed out and on +1 skills. This one reduces damage and resistance of enemies, so makes things much easier for us. We have the Storm Surge maxed out as well, to deal damages. We have Storm Nimbus activated and maxed out, which provides more cold and lightning damage to our weapon attacks, and we have also maxed out the Heart of Frost add-on, which provides more buffs to cold damage and some other buffs, and Static Charge, which provides more buffs to lightning damage and some other buffs. And this is it for the Storm Mastery. Now in Neidan we have maxed out the Potent Elixir, which is a very nice one, because every time we drink a potion we get these buffs here: poison, life leech and bleeding resistances. This is very awesome, especially for this specific build, because this build right now has 11% vitality, 20% poison, 24% bleeding. So by drinking a potion, this one goes up to 61 and this one goes up to 65. And these resistances are perfect, it is only vitality that is not perfect, but it is okay. So with this skill here, our problems to poison and bleeding resistances, and also some life leech resistance, is over. We have the consequences maxed out and the mutual suffering. Both are maxed out and on +1. When this trigger on enemies, we deal much more damage to them because they reduce their resistances by a very big amount, and it is awesome to have it. We have the weakest chakra, which we use it down here. It is an active skill, you use it for a 20-second duration. You deal more vitality damage when this one is active on you, and this also applies reduced damage and resistance to enemies. But this one doesn't stack with the Obscured Visibility, because both are multipliers. They work multiplicatively, they are not absolutes. We have two different types of resistances reduction in this game, which is reduced resistance is absolute and reduced resistance is multiplicative. They are presented in different ways, and one stacks with the other and one doesn't stack with its own self. It is a bit complicated. Here we have maxed out the Aura of Tranquility for the survivability that it provides. Amazing skill, but of course it costs energy. And here I have spent only 1 point for more survivability, but I will max it out later. Here we have the Huagdi's Favor maxed out on +1. This is very good, I use it here, it is my main attacking skill for the weapon. And actually we kill all enemies with this attack. We use a couple of other, only the Squall, I will show you gameplay in a bit, but this is what we use to kill enemies with. And we have the add-on Spreading Influence, which deals more damage to humankind. And last but not least, I have spent 1 point here, Blessing of Jitsa, to get some godded potions from enemies that I kill. So, how do we attack? We have this one, we attack always with this one, and we use the Squall on enemies. Squall also does damage to enemies, it is a spell that does damage, but we don't really care about the damage that it does, we care about the other buffs, the other effects that it has on enemies. And here is the weakest chakra, which when we activate it lasts for a while. It is not an attack to enemies, it doesn't deal any damage, it only gives buffs to us and debuffs to enemies. So this is it. We have one spell that is damage and our basic attack with a weapon that kills enemies. For the items, the Glorybringer Greater Artifact, I'm using this one for the buffs to undeads, the +1 to skills, the completion bonus, the experience gained, and elemental resistance a little bit. We have the Quiver on Emmy. This is a mastery frequent item that drops from Ori and Acta, as far as I remember, from rat enemies. And this one was a very good roll. It also has the 24% attack speed, which helps very much, and very good resistances for survivability. And I decided to go with the energy regen component and strength buffs at pierce resistance. Of course, we have this item which we saw before. This one also has this Osiris add-on, which deals much more damage to undead, and it also provides more attack speed for our weapons to attack with. And this is why we have 149% attack speed. Here we have the Impenetrable of the Tinkerer item. This drops from Atlantis, and I decided to go with the Terracotta plating to get more survivability resistances. And the Essence of Chaos, which you can get only from the endgame dungeons, which provides flat elemental damage, elemental resistance, and the bonus is flat physical damage. Although we don't have huge amounts of intelligence to buff up the elemental and vitality damage that we deal. Most elemental vitality damage is not really anything here. We still get a flat amount of damage to our weapon attacks, and these ones help very much. So this number here is not a problem for dealing elemental damage. And also let's not forget that we get more buffs to elemental damage by the Eye of the Storm. 110% elemental damages. This item is very powerful for both survivability and damage output, at least for this specific build. Here we have the Braces of the Argonauts. Legendary set item. I'm using this one for the survivability it provides, and also strength, dexterity buffs, and offensive and defensive ability buffs. This item is perfect for this build. Here we have the Athena's Battle Greaves. I'm using this one for survivability, the physical damage buffs, and movement speed and defensive ability. Everything, actually all stats are super duper perfect. We have the Achilles Shield. This item is the best shield in the game for this specific build. The best. Forget about Aeonios Shield, forget about anything else. Why? Because I didn't spend many points on dexterity, and other items don't provide so much offensive and defensive ability. And my offensive ability and defensive is at 800 something. Especially offensive ability is good for now, but I will have to increase it later if I want to, to be more effective. I have so much because one of the items that provide lots of offensive ability is this one. Plus 176. And plus 303 defensive ability. Imagine if I remove this one, it goes down very hard. These are not good numbers of both offensive and defensive ability for the legendary. So this shield saves the day, and it also provides the Shield Smash, which Shield Smash is a passive skill, which when it triggers, maybe you can see it here. Now, this is what it does. You attack once with a weapon, and then you see also your character hitting with the shield. That is a passive Shield Smash. That one, of course, does more damage to enemies. One attack, one click. Did you see that? 2 hits, 1 click. So yeah, for these reasons, and also for the 10% physical resist and health points, because our health is not very good, this specific shield is perfect for this build. It is the best in the whole game. Now, what else do we have? We have the Eye of Reveries Ring. This is perfect for this build again. Why? Because it provides buffs to strength, buffs to intelligence, some very nice resistances, and also offensive ability and defensive ability. The same as the shield, this is the second item that is very crucial to this build for the offensive and defensive ability that it provides. Here we have Resisted Kickles of the Tinkerer. Again, all Tinkerer items drop only in Atlantis, from shops or enemies or containers. I'm using this one here for survivability. We can see the stats from the components. And last but not least, we have the Pendant of Immortal Rage. I'm using this one for everything that it provides. It provides more pierce resistance, which is very important. It provides flat damage physical. It provides a huge buff to physical damage. It provides strength, which again provides more physical damage. It provides attack speed, which is crucial, and offensive ability, which again is very crucial to this build. 814. So, to make this build work, because I didn't spend lots of points on dexterity, I had to get offensive ability somehow, and the only other way was to get some items that would provide enough. This one provides enough offensive ability, this one provides buff to offensive ability and defensive by percentage, this one provides a very big buff to offensive and defensive, this one provides a big buff to offensive and defensive, and this is how we make things work. And now for the stats we have all the skills active. 1, 2, 3, this is the pet here. When all skills are activated, let me see. Now it is activated. Totally. We have perfect fire, perfect cold, almost perfect light and perfect pierce resistances. We have a good base combined armor, but we also have 24% physical resistance, which also helps mitigating incoming physical damage. We have only 24 at 20, but as we said before, when we drink a potion they go up to 65, 61, so they are kind of very good effectively during combat. The only bad resistance is vitality, which is 11%, but it is not that bad anyway. These are the numbers of attack, average damage, DPS and attack speed. Here we have some secondary resistances. Energy regen is very good. Movement speed, casting speed, block chance 71%, chance to dodge attacks. So, this is the Green Mole build. It started at level 70 as a legendary hero. I didn't have free time to level up this one from level 1. And let me kill some enemies now to show you some gameplay here. This build is very good for people who like to use only 1 or 2 skills during combat. They don't go to play piano builds, they don't go to have many skills. And all we do here is to use the basic attack and sometimes squall, that's it. This one. Of course, this build doesn't have a huge AoE attack, so some people would find it very boring because they don't like this playstyle of having to attack with your main weapon anyway all the time. But it is okay, you know, different people have different preferences. We see so much gold dropping down because we use this skill. The Blessing of Jin-chan. I will max out this one later. This skill is the best skill in the game if you want to make lots of gold. Okay, I have already made a video of this build fighting against Hydra, but let's go fight again. In case you haven't seen that video to see how this build performs against such a special big boss. Hydra couldn't really have defeated me. So, that's the build, that's the gameplay, super duper simple. Just use your squall and attack with the weapon. It is very simple and very effective. And also it is hybrid. And also it is the best melee weapon hybrid build I have ever seen in Titan Quest yet. Let's kill some satyrs. Yeah, super easy. So guys, this is going to be it for this build guide video. That's the gameplay, there is nothing else to show you for the gameplay. But we will have some live streams of this build going through the game. So stay tuned. If you like this content that you haven't done so yet, subscribe to this channel. We have thousands of Titan Quest videos and more is coming. And I will see you very soon again. Also hit the like button if you like this content. Have a good day.